Um, I'm quick to the point. Don't want to waste anybody's time. We're all very busy. And I want to start with this. Okay, so hopefully you can all see my screen. And I'm a big fan of Napoleon Hill's Mastermind. I've been a part of Masterminds. That's my contact information for those of you who don't know me. Um, and again, I got maybe a half dozen slides. What is a mastermind group? It's a group of a collaborative alliance of like-minded individuals who support each other to achieve personal and professional goals. So what it's not is a networking group. What it's not is a referral group. And I've been to those, and they're frustrating because I spent $25,000 to belong to Laurel Langmeyer's mastermind. And I got to tell you, I got my money's worth many times over. And so that's what I want to make sure that we do here. Napoleon Hill introduced it in his book, Think and Grow Rich, is described as a coordination of knowledge and effort in spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite specific purpose. And so the people that I've invited in my community, for those, and you're all my community. I'm not a high pressure sales guy, nothing to be sold. My events are all educational based. As Tom knows, I taught for the ASRIA for 15 years. I have 12 online classes for the National RIA. I was fortunate enough to be the Forbes Real Estate Council, but I can honestly say that I couldn't do it by myself. I needed other people's help. And sometimes I know this sounds like the craziest idea, but someone who knows nothing about my business would give me a suggestion that I didn't even think of, and it was extremely helpful and made me change my life. So key benefits of a mastermind group: mutual support and accountability, shared knowledge and diverse perspectives, problem solving and brainstorming. That's really what I want to focus on. Emotional support and motivation when needed. But for me, those are the key functions. Again, we can network together, give each other referrals, but that's not really what I want to create. I want to create something where people come to the meeting. Here's my problem. Here's my dilemma. I'm stuck here, and then we get to go around and support each other. So the roles of a mastermind is the facilitator, ensures the meetings are productive. That's me. Members actively participate and contribute. That's you. And then I'd like to set up an accountability partner where we can share each other's, with your permission, of course, cell phone number, email address, so that if you two want to talk or three want to meet outside the group, I think that that's one of the purposes of Mr. Hill's concept. So some real life applications that I can talk about. I've done, like I mentioned, entrepreneurs collaborating on business strategies, professionals enhancing skills and career growth, if that's what we're looking at. But honestly, I think looking at the group, we're all pretty much established. Personal development and goal achievement, I'm all over that. I'm taking classes right now. I love personal development and goal achievement. I think that helps keep me young, and being in groups like this helps expand not just my professional network, but my abilities to be better. I always just want to be better. Whenever I have staff meetings with my team, one of the things I really function is how can we be better? And then, of course, this is all about you. And so the idea is for us to collaborate, work together. And I know that some people are going to be joining us a little late, so don't mind them. They're popping in. But those are real life applications. And as again, short meeting, short slides, just about done. Here's my vision. Okay. I like to meet once a month, whether it's on a Tuesday night or a Thursday night, however that is. If we think we want to meet more frequently, that's fine with me. We can, for those of you that live in town near my office, we can do a meeting in person. For those of you that are virtual, I got someone here from New York. Vicky, I know you're up north. We could do it on Zoom. It works great. Believe it or not, Zoom has become a part of our life. In my opinion, and as I read Mr. Hill's book, it's really 4 to 5 participants. You start putting 8, 10, 12, 15 people to mastermind, excuse me, not everybody gets a chance to participate and be given their 10, 15 minutes, whatever that is, because if you did, we'd be there for 3 hours. That doesn't work. I want it to be 4 to 5, and I'm in charge of putting people in the different groups. That'd be my responsibility. We'll follow a structured agenda. again, that's my responsibility to make sure that we get off to the right foot, that everybody gets a chance to come and talk about their dilemmas. I want to make sure that and this is what's important to me. Everybody has an opportunity to contribute. And when I say contribute, it doesn't mean that you're the one in the hot seat spilling your guts and your challenges. I want, Vicky and Michael seem to be in a similar arena, but they look at things differently through the lenses of their lives. And so what Michael has a dilemma with, Vicky can solve. Donald being a tax man, Tom Chase being a note guy. You can't see Max; he's the handsome guy with the tie on. He's an underwriter for Lumen out of New York. He underwrites million, maybe $1 billion of deals. He and I always joke that he's in his 20s, which he's in his 20s. But my joke is, I'm still learning stuff from him, and I've been doing this for longer than I care to admit, and I'm still learning. And I think that's what's really important. From a time frame, I'm always respectful of people's time, not just because I'm a great guy, but I'm busy and I know you're busy. So I want to make sure that this is worth your time. So my goal with the 45 people, 4 to 5 people, is that our meetings last about an hour, a little later if we have to spill over. I'm fine with that. And if we start doing things in person, which I anticipated that we will, I can't do this for nothing. I want to make sure that you get your value. I'm always a value add guy. And for those of you that know me and been to my events, you know that it's worth it. And so I want to do this once a month. I want to start out doing it once a month. I want to make sure that everybody has value. But to conclude, the Mastermind by Nolian Hill emphasizes the power of collaboration and shared wisdom. By forming or joining a mastermind group, I promise you will achieve greater success and personal growth. And I guarantee it. So if you contribute and you're not happy, honest to God, you can have your money back. I'm not here to steal anybody's money. I'm here to make this work. And I'll tell you, I did a session, and that's the end of my PowerPoint, really long, right? I did a session with Bob Proctor. If y'all remember who Bob Proctor is, there's some irony there. My office here is here at Tatum and Shea, over at 5010 East Shea. I know this sounds weird, but this used to be Bob Proctor's office when he had an office here in Scottsdale. And I did a class with him, not even knowing that. And one of the things that he teaches is the mastermind. And he has this concept of, which I thought was fascinating, was who would you want on your mastermind group? Um, would you want a celebrity? They could be alive or dead. Would you want Ronald Reagan? Would you want the guy from Tesla? Would you go? And he has you assemble in your mind 5 people that you could go to as advisors, and then once a week you meet with them and you take maybe 15, 30 minutes out of your day and you just meditate and think about if you had these challenges or issues. And I thought that was fascinating. But what's more powerful, in my opinion, than to really have live people who have had some wisdom, who have had some experience, have had a challenge, and can offer some support and ideas to help us be better. And with that said, I'm always appreciative of everybody. I always say, you throw a party and no one shows up. I threw a party and you all showed up, and I appreciate that. But I just like to open it up for some discussion because honestly, I don't know it all. I've done my own mastermind before, but I just want to get, things change and like to get some vibes and some feedback from them. So I'm opening the floor. We'll take some questions and some comments, and like to hear what you have to say.
Well, if I could add, Stuart, you talked about it being a place where we help solve each other's problems, but I think even more than that, we share good practices. We share good things that happen because, somebody may have an idea that you go, wow, I could implement that idea in my business. So I don't think it's all about just I got a problem to help me solve it. It's the other side. And 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 I think the goal is, hey, our goal is here to create a rising tide to float all boats higher for all of us. Yeah.
I appreciate that. That to share best practices. I'm all in favor of it. I just want to be better. I'm still learning.
Agreed. Well, what attracted me was when you said, mastermind groups are not networking groups. I
I
said,
know.
here's a guy that gets it.
Yeah. You sent that to me in my email and I read that and I remember that. And you're right.
Oh,
I
well,
belong to
I'm
the
I'm
Thanks.
an old Dale Carnegie instructor from the 80s,
Did you
90s.
did you teach here in Phoenix?
No, I taught in Connecticut.
Okay.
And so, they were, Carnegie was big on on the whole mastermind thing. So yeah, when I came out here, it was 'cause I've been out here since I left Connecticut in '98. But my point is that yeah, I agree with you. I would show up to mastermind groups. I'm going, okay, they totally don't get how this really is supposed to work.
Mhm.
It's turned into a networking group, or I don't know what it is, but I never stick around because people don't get it. 'Cause-
I got to tell
yeah.
you, I'm also a big Dale Carnegie fan. I took the course in Phoenix a long
Oh,
time
a
ago,
long time ago.
and I got pens. Do you remember the pens?
I just found a whole
I
drawer full
got
of
3 pens
Carnegie.
in my day.
I
I
have
did.
a whole drawer full of
That's how long I've embraced personal development.
them. Me too. Because
Yeah.
when I graduated, in 1985, my first job, of course, was in sales, and UConn, University of Connecticut, did a great job teaching me about sales, but I couldn't go out and make a sale. So I took the Dale Carnegie sales course, and it was life changing.
Life changing. I, I,
Life
I,
changing. It was the
I'm,
best
amen.
900 bucks I ever spent in my life.
I wonder what it is today.
About
Um,
2,500.
and Adam chimed in. Adam, just so you know, owns the franchises here for Mad Science, real estate investor, IT guy. He's chiming in also. I don't want a networking group. I've been to plenty of those. Don, I'm going to pick on you. Michael, I'm going to pick on you. Any thoughts? Get some feedback. Not for me. It's for me. Doesn't. Then I don't take stuff personal, so it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Masterminds are awesome. I think you can have a few more people in them.
I'm listening.
I'd say
I'll listen.
6 to 9
Okay.
is probably
Okay.
not a bad number. Gives a little
Okay.
more diversification if you can have 6 to 9 in there.
Thank you. Okay.
And you're right, masterminds are not networking. Yeah, I've been to plenty of networking, and I know you're a member
Yes.
of an entity.
Yes. I don't want to. Yeah. We're not. I don't want to hang anybody out to dry. Right.
Yeah, and that's not a. I don't think you're knocking anybody there.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it is what it is. But a mastermind group is not networking or referral organization, and that's what a lot of people use it for. And they just put lipstick on it and say, "Oh, this is a mastermind group." I'm going, "No, no, no. You don't understand how this works."
Cool.
So, I think there's a place for both, in my opinion.
I agree.
Mhm.
You
My
know,
challenge, Vicky, though, is being a part of a networking group where they're millionaires,
okay.
and I don't golf.
Oh, I don't golf either. I got a messed up neck. All
You be both. Michael, picking on you. I think
right,
you
we'll
have.
play
My
putt
first
putt.
introduction to the mastermind group. So it's interesting. Yeah, I'm interested to learn more about it. I mean, I can see the value, absolutely. Um, so, I'm here to, learn more about it.
Okay, so I apologize. I might have been talking when you started. Did you say you've never been, or you have been in a
I
mastermind?
have not, I have
Okay,
never
good.
been. No,
Good.
I've done more networking than anything else. And then, because it's obviously we need to all build our business and things are a little tough these days. So.
Agreed. Agreed. Okay, any other comments? Max, you're welcome to say something. Adam, I know you're at your son's graduation, so you're kind of listening, and it's kind of like when I went to pharmacy school in St. Louis back in the late 80s. I was taking classes, and one of the classes was at night. And the St. Louis baseball Cardinals were in the World Series. And there was no way I was going to not. And, we didn't have phones with video on them back in the day, and we didn't have AirPods. So I showed up to class with my transistor radio and that long cord, you know what I'm talking about, up my
Hmm.
sleeve, up in here, and I'm listening to the game. And I swear my teacher saw me and knew exactly what was going on and
Did he
just
ask you the
nodded.
Can
score?
Just
relate to
gave me the
that.
nod,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I appreciate Max. That's what Adam. That's what you're doing. Max, any
Yeah.
comments, any thoughts, all the way from New York?
Yeah, yeah. So everyone, just a preface, I'm a tad bit younger. I'm actually 24 years old. I'm out here in New York City, living in Manhattan. Um, I think the major thing for me here is, you know, I think I can provide a lot of insight on things I know, especially in the lending landscape and real estate. but I think I'm going to be leaning a lot on you all because you have all this experience throughout your lives. So that's really, I hope to provide as much value to you all as you all will to me. But I think there's going to be a lot of value just, being a young person trying to create my career.
I got to tell you, in my office, I had a young man working with me. His name was Ben. He moved to Chicago late last summer, but he was a millennial. He was also in his late 20s, early 30s. And I got to tell you, you guys look at the same world differently than we do. And I don't think there's a right or wrong. I just think that there just is. And when Ben would give a perspective on something, it was really refreshing because I've been stuck in my perspectives for as long as through my lenses, as long as I've been living. But to be able to have, someone like Tom Chase, who thinks Tom is a thinker way outside the box. Whatever box you got, Tom's outside of it. And by the way, so is Don. And I know Michael and Vicky, you guys have to work inside the box to get your people approved. But Vic, you taught us today that you can get someone that had what, $73 in their checking account, get them $1,000 back at closing and a house. So way outside the box. And so I think this is the right group. Um, Again, respectful of your time. Don, I like your concept of a few more people in the group. Thank you for that feedback. Absolutely take that in consideration. And so my thought going forward is, I'll probably reach out to you all individually, if that's okay. Get some personal feedback, find a day of the week or a night of the week that works best. And oh, my son got a service award for over 250 hours of volunteer work. Okay, so Adam wants to make sure we do it over after 5 p.m. Absolutely. So that's my thought. Reach out to you guys individually, get some feedback, and then set something up. Here's my final thought about masterminds. And I've been like I said, mentioned Laurel's, been with some that call themselves networking groups. Mastermind groups, there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad. They just tend to fizzle. Okay, they fizzle for whatever reason. People, I've solved my problem. I'm moving on to bigger and better things. I'm not getting out of it what I want to get out of it. So here's my thought when I threw the pricing out there. I want to do this for 6 months. That's it. 99 bucks a month, 500 if you want to pay up front. You don't like it, you can have your money back. But I want to do it January through June, or if we start in February, and then we'll reassess. Maybe we mix up the groups a little bit. Maybe we keep on going with the same people. Maybe you guys get a better idea of how we can make things better. So um, being respectful of how in the past my experience has been, they tend to fizzle over time. I'm going to put a time limit on this thing and just say, let's do this for 6 months. Your commitment is 6 times to show up for an hour. If we want to meet more frequently, we can, and give you the best value to make not just yourself more profitable, but make a better you. So any other comments before I bid everybody? John, please.
I'll throw one thing. I'm part of the nonprofit. I'm president of the nonprofit, and we try to bring in third parties every once in a while to just it shakes things up and makes you think a different way.
I
Here's a
love it.
15-20 minute
I love it.
blurb from somebody that's outside that we never would have thought that idea.
I love that idea. Will you help me with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that
So,
idea. Thank you.
so Stuart, I never knew that what you talked about most mastermind groups fizzle. I've been involved with one that we've been going over 4 years now.
I think
We
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have a core group, and we've had different people come and go, but there's a
Fair.
core of about 5 or 6 of us that have been there since the beginning, and it's we meet weekly. We meet weekly on Zoom. We got people from across the country, so yeah.
I love that. And if again, feedback from you makes it better. If we want to make more than one, again, just want to make sure everybody gets their value, everyone gets their time. If we want to do it twice a month, when I call each of you, you'll give me some feedback and I'll shape it and form it so that it conforms to what we're all trying to accomplish. Any final thoughts before we all bid ourselves adieu and go eat dinner? All right.
Go team, go.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
will stop the recording if I can figure out how to do that.